Hey, how's it going, guys? Eddie Martinez here with the Recording Connection, and welcome to your additional supplemental video for lesson number 1. Now, in this lesson, we're going to go ahead and cover some of the same topics that we did in the last video, but with more details on the subject. So let's go ahead and begin. Alright, so what is sound and sound waves? Well, to you and I, it actually refers to the range of frequencies that we can hear, which is approximately 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Now, 20 Hz is the lowest pitch sound that we can hear, where 20,000 Hz is the highest pitch we can hear. But sound is also any frequency that occurs. In a technical sense, even frequencies that are too high or too low for us to hear. Let's go ahead and consider thermal vision. Just because as humans we do not see in thermal vision, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist in the scientific visual spectrum. It just means that we cannot see this without special equipment. Now, the same holds true with sound. If a high or low frequency occurs that is beyond our field of hearing, they're still present, just not audible. Now, with low frequency, this is known as infrasonic. This frequency range is actually utilized for monitoring earthquakes and locating oil beneath the ground, among other uses. Now, with high frequencies that go beyond our range of hearing, this is actually considered ultrasonic, and we use these frequencies in sonography and ultrasound, which is used in pregnancy. Now that we know a few things about sound, let's go ahead and talk about sound waves. So sound waves actually exist as variations of pressure in a medium such as air. The vibrating air then causes the human eardrum to vibrate, which then the brain interprets as sound. Now, all sound waves actually have certain properties. The first property we're going to go ahead and talk about is wavelength. Now, what wavelength is the distance between any point of a wave and the equivalent point on the next phase, literally the length of the wave. Next, what we have here is something called amplitude. Now, what amplitude is actually the strength or power of that wave signal. Next, what we have here is something called frequency. Now, a lot of people actually interpret frequency as the pitch. So this is actually the number of times the wavelength actually occurs within 1 second. Now, this is measured in kilohertz or cycles per second. You want to consider it like this. The faster or slower your sound source vibrates, the higher or lower your pitch will be. And then next what we have is something called phasing. Now, sound waves can interfere with each other depending on their phase relationship. Sound waves, which are actually in the same phase, add together will produce a stronger wave. Sound waves which are exactly inverted or 180 degrees out of phase will cancel each other out and produce silence. And then other sound waves which have varying phase relationships produce different sounding effects. Alright guys, that's all the information that I have for you today, but of course it's up to you to put this knowledge to use. Now, don't forget to jump back into your Recording Connection workbook and just double check to see if you have any mandatory supplemental reading assignments to turn in for this week. Now, if you feel shaky on any of this material, what you need to do is go back into your provided textbook and reread that material. Just remember that these videos are only a supplement to your education. Okay? Now, if you're watching this video online and you want to know more about the recording process, and you want to learn how to become a recording engineer in just 6 months, what you need to do is you need to check out therecordingconnection.com or call the provided number. Our staff is actually going to set you up with an engineer in your town or in a town near you. We have tons of locations all across the US and parts of Canada, and we're actually really proud to say that we have more than a 72% hiring success rate thanks to our student advisor that comes with your enrollment. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys a little bit later.